Hello and welcome back to Betty's Book Basket. Today we are going to be reading Masterpiece by Alexandria Hoffman, illustrated by Beatrice Mello. Samuel loved blue. He loved it so much that he made his whole world blue. The walls in his room were blue, and his stuffed animals were too. His backpack was blue. His clothes were too. Blue shirts, blue pants, blue socks, and even blue shoes. Everything's better in blue, he thought. One day at school, Samuel's teacher told the class, "It's time to draw a picture of you and your family playing outside. Make sure to add lots of color." Samuel put on his headphones and got to work. His classmates drew green grass, white clouds, red slides, yellow suns, purple skipping ropes, and pink running shoes. Not Samuel. His drawing was filled with every shade of blue. Sky blue, ocean blue, midnight blue, sapphire blue, turquoise blue, teal blue, and indigo blue were all there. Everything's better in blue, he thought. It's time for everyone to share what they drew. Who wants to go first? Mrs. Anderson asked the class. Gabby's hand shot up. "This is a picture of me and my family at the playground. We went there yesterday. I love when my dad pushes me on the swings." "Lovely," Mrs. Anderson remarked. "It looks like you swing as high as the clouds." Marcus went next. "This is a picture of me racing my brother down the hill in our backyard. We always run fast," he said. "Superb," Mrs. Anderson announced. "It looks like you run as fast as a cheetah." Next was Jasmine. "This is my sister and me skipping in our front yard. We like learning new tricks." "Marvelous," Mrs. Anderson exclaimed. "It looks like you skip as quick as a kangaroo." One by one, all the students shared their drawing with the class. When Mrs. Anderson called on Samuel, he didn't even notice. He was busy putting the finishing touches on his art. Everything's better in blue, he thought. Mrs. Anderson walked over to Samuel's table. She leaned down and quietly spoke. "Would you like to share your drawing with the class?" Samuel didn't look up. Instead, he excitedly flapped his hands. Even though Samuel hadn't said a word, Mrs. Anderson knew his creation was ready. Not looking away from his drawing, Samuel proudly held his artwork up for all to see. "It's wonderful! What a masterpiece!" Mrs. Anderson exclaimed. "A masterpiece?" Sophia blurted out. "It's just blue. Drawing shouldn't be one color." "But don't you see? There's lots of color," Mrs. Anderson replied. "Samuel has used every shade of blue. He's created a whole world with it. Some of us use all the colors, and some of us use shades of only one. Even though our art may be different, each is just as special." Mrs. Anderson picked up Samuel's drawing and tacked it up on an empty bulletin board, proudly displaying it for all to see. The shades of blue shone brightly. Samuel's smile shone brighter. And everyone marveled at the masterpiece in front of them. The end. Betty and I hope you enjoyed Masterpiece. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and always remember to keep exploring, keep reading, and be kind to the earth.